Hi, this is Trepacer. I'm sorry, my webcam like froze for a minute there. Anyway, welcome to my in-bed blog for the week for July. Oh, this is January. July 19th, 2025. Okay. Uh, it was hot this week, but thankfully today the weather cooled down. Actually, Friday the weather cooled down, and today it's only went up to like 83. So it was nice and cool, relatively speaking, because it was really, for a couple of days in the middle of the week there, it was really hot. Anyway, next Sunday, a week from tomorrow, I'll be going on my vacation. I talked to my sister. I gave her, like I said, my concerns. I talked about the rooms situation in the house we're going to next Sunday. I gave her the money for the car rental. We're renting a minivan. I think it's supposed to be 7 of us in there that's driving to the house, and then the other people, I think my two nieces are, my niece that lives in North Carolina, I think she's going to drive there, and my other niece, my two nieces are going to be there with, I think there's kids and stuff, and they're going to follow us down. So I think it's going to be two cars, I think maybe three driving, and then one's going to meet us there at the house. And I talked to my sister again, the room, I am going to stay in the room that has the four king size beds. But it's only going to be 3 of us in there. It's only going to be me, my brother, and my nephew. Okay, so which is a lot better because I thought, I didn't want to be in a room with like 8 people. So it's only going to be my brother and my nephew, and and she told me my niece and my other, they might even stay in stay in the living room, because the living room, they had a big gigantic living room with a big couch, so they may stay in there and stuff. And anyway, so it's not as many people as I thought is coming on this trip. I think it's not as many as I thought. I think I think it's 3. Anyway, I'll find out next week and I'll tell you. But I don't think it's as many people. And I know my older sister, who was originally supposed to go, she's not going. And we're gonna have to have I talked to my sister. We're going to have a kind of, maybe not an intervention, but maybe sort of an intervention, because my niece has been concerned about her with her memory and stuff, and all the stuff that my sister going on taking care of her husband who has Alzheimer's and stuff. So, and we want to make sure my sister is taking care of herself. So when we probably get back because we're going to leave Sunday, we're going to get back on that Friday in the afternoon, because I think it's about 6 hours to get there. So we're going to leave. I think the checkout time is like 10 o'clock in the morning on that Friday. So we're going to get out, get back here, back to New York around after 4. We'll probably stop for maybe lunch or something. So maybe after 5 or something, or 6. Anyway, but maybe that Saturday we'll go to my sister's house and just maybe try to talk to her. And I think I'll probably, because I know my older sister, has a big heart and stuff, but she's also very stubborn. So I'm gonna maybe have to try to talk to her, because I know she may think we're trying to, pile up on her. But I'm gonna try to explain to her and stuff, and hopefully I can get through to her, and hopefully get her to get her mental thing checked out, and see if she can take some of the burden that she has on herself. Because, like I said, my brother-in-law has Alzheimer's, and it's not gonna get better, and my sister, that's a big burden on my sister to take care of that and stuff. So I'm worried about her, taking care of herself. So we want to make sure that she's in the right frame of mind and stuff, because I know my niece is worried about her and stuff too. So we're going to have that discussion hopefully next Saturday. I'll talk to, we'll talk, me and my sister will talk probably, on the way down there, on the drive there and stuff, and we'll talk. And I think that Saturday will probably be a good time to go over there and just talk to her. And the good thing is, like I said, we're Sunday through Thursday, then we'll drive back on Friday, and then I got the whole weekend to rest up before I have to go back to work. And also, I wanted to talk about something else that I found out when I came back from vacation this week. The company that I work for, Cushman & Wakefield, it's an outsourced company. Because I originally started working for Marsh & McLennan years ago, then we found out they were outsourcing our jobs to another company. I think it was Williams Lee first, and then Williams Lee for a bunch of years, and then it went to Cushman Wakefield. And Cushman Wakefield with them for a while, and now I found out that they lost the contract. So at the end of September, they're going away, and then CBRE is the new company that's taken over. And of course, they want a smooth transition. So it's better to keep the people because we know the work. So, and we already filled out applications. I did that Friday. We had a conference call on Thursday, and then Friday we filled out the application, sent it in, and then they're gonna have like conference calls, like conference calls, on a computer like that. You'll schedule that. So I gotta find out. I think probably this week coming up they'll schedule, and I'll have to let them know because I'll be on vacation. Like I said, not this week coming up, but the week after I'll be on vacation. So I'll see if I can schedule it either this week or the week when I come back from vacation and stuff. So, and then like I said, starting in October we'll be working for CBRE. And the good thing is that the 401k thing is the same company. So all we got to do is basically just transfer them. Not even transfer the money over. Just have CBRE, send it to Fidelity on behalf of us. We'll just say, yeah, we got the 401k. I just want you to transfer the money, and they'll tell us about the medical and the dental and stuff. And they also said that we're going to keep our seniority, which is a good thing. I'm glad about that. So I think we get like 5 weeks of vacation because we've been working over 10 years, and so that plus the sick days, 7 sick days I think, and then personal days and all this and the holidays. So we're good. So it's basically just transferring from one company to the next, and it's the same job. It's just a different company now, and this is like the 3rd time that this has happened. Okay, first it was Winsley, then it was Cushman Wakefield, now it's CBRE. So, and I'm just hoping, like I said, I'm at an age where I hope I can just work, stay. This will be my last job, and hopefully another 5 years or so, then I can hopefully retire and get my Social Security, have my 401k, and hopefully, if this stupid ass government doesn't screw up the Social Security, I'm sorry, I'm not going to go into a big rant about the government and all this stuff, but hopefully, like I said, I can retire in a couple of years, and stuff, and move on to my later part of my life. I don't know if I mentioned this on here before, but my youngest brother, who lives in Albany, he's going to be transferring now that his youngest daughter is going off to college. She graduated from high school, and she's supposed to be going off to college. He's going to transfer. He works for Pepsi, and he can transfer his job to Colorado. And he said he's going to move out there and stuff. So I think next year. And because I was thinking about places to live, I definitely ain't living in Florida. New York is way too expensive. And so if it's good out there in Colorado, I'll ask my brother how it is out there after he's been there a while. If it's good, maybe I'll go visit one year. And if it's nice, maybe I'll go out there, maybe retire in Colorado where the weather's nice. I just want to retire someplace where it's nice weather, and I don't mind the change of season thing either. Like I know Colorado. I think Colorado has snow too. They have snow, and they may, depending on what part of the state you live in, Colorado, they have change of seasons, and I like the change of season when it gets like the summer, and then I do like the change of season and stuff. I've been living on the East Coast here, New York, for all of my life, so I wouldn't mind living someplace where they do have a change of season, snow and stuff in winter and a summer like that in the fall. That wouldn't be bad. So if it's good out there in Colorado, that's what I'll do. I'll just before I retire, I'll go out there and visit my brother, see what the condo situation, or maybe I can buy a small house and live out the rest of my days out there somewhere, and then travel. And I always want to go to Paris. And maybe Rome, stuff like that. Put that on my bucket list for places I want to go once I'm retired. And I really don't want to work if I don't have to. Although I may be bored eventually, so I may want to get maybe a little BS part-time job and stuff. But I do want to travel. Maybe like to go to Paris, Rome, maybe Italy, those type of places, Greece. I'll put those on my bucket list of places to go. And you never know. Maybe I'll meet somebody, an older person, and I just want to do those things. But anyway, I will be I will try to take a lot of video and stuff with my phone and stuff. And I talked to my sister, and I told her, there's places things that you can do, and while you're in Virginia, there's historical sites that you can visit. There's, of course, Virginia Beach. There's the famous beach. Virginia Beach is famous for its beach and the boardwalk and all that stuff. And they also have national parks out there. And they also, I know they have like a bus tour that will take you to Washington, because Virginia is right next to Washington. And you can go see, it's like a tour. You can go see the Lincoln Memorial, tour of the White House, even I think Arlington National Cemetery. You can even do that. I know there's a thing where they let you, depending on the tour, you can go out. They'll take you out there on the bus, and then you can go see the sights. And you can probably go out on your own. You don't have to follow the group. You can go out on your own. Probably eat lunch out there, and then get back on the bus and come back. And like I said, I talked to my sister also. And the first night that we're there, she said, we're gonna go to Walmart once we drive there. We're gonna drop our bags and stuff off to our rooms, and then we're gonna go to Walmart and buy some breakfast stuff, of course, and we're gonna buy the pizza and the tacos, and we're gonna probably have pizza and taco night that first night. And the chef is supposed to come, I think she said, Tuesday and Thursday, I think. She said Tuesday and Thursday, so and we'll probably do the barbecue on Wednesday, so maybe even Monday. Monday we might have maybe we'll have a barbecue on Tuesday too, on Monday, maybe Monday and Wednesday, and then Tuesday and Thursday. She said the chef is coming. Okay, which is good. And I saw the list, and they have lamb chops on there, which I definitely want to eat. And I know that I'm looking forward to that. So I'm just going to enjoy this time that I'm going to be on this vacation, because I originally wasn't planning on going anywhere, because like I said, I kind of got some, from my, when I was having issues with my, when I went to the doctor, so I had a medical bill, I had a medical bill and a dental bill I had to pay off, which I'm paying out over time. So this vacation was reasonable for me to pay, so I'm glad I'm going on this and just going to enjoy the time I am with my family. And so I am kind of, that my sister's not going, my older sister, because, and like I said, that's why I want to, it's important that we have that meeting with her, I think, when we get back, just to make sure that check in with her and make sure she's okay. Anyway, and also today I saw the David Wright thing on TV. They retired his number, and they had his family there, they had his old teammates, and it was really beautiful. Watched it on TV here. It was absolutely beautiful for David Wright. He's a more deserving person than David Wright. Our captain, the last captain, I think, of the Mets, he was just such a great player, and it's messed up that his back ended his career prematurely and stuff, because he was definitely a Hall of Famer, I think, for sure, if his back didn't mess up and stuff. And I don't know if his thing was similar to the way Don Mattingly, I know his back messed up too, and he had to retire prematurely and stuff. But it was great to see him out there, David Wright, and he made a speech and stuff, thanked his teammates and thanked his parents and his grandparents and his wife and his kids, 3 kids, a lovely wife and 3 kids. And that was good. And they gave him the jacket, the Hall of Fame jacket, and they gave his little son the Hall of Fame jacket. That was absolutely beautiful. That was, again, beautiful. And I wonder if they're going to do Jose Reyes, because he played 12 seasons with the Mets too. I know he went away. I think he went to the Marlins, I think, for a little bit, and then I think he came back, and then he retired, I think, after that. He played 12 seasons. It was a dynamic duo with him, Reyes, and Wright together. They were like that whole left side of the infield was great. Jose Reyes. That's why I said he reminds me a lot, or I guess he reminds me of Lindor a little bit. So I think Lindor has more power, Francisco Lindor, but Reyes reminded me. So I wonder if they're going to retire his number, Jose Reyes, because he played 12 seasons with the Mets. Okay, and he was, again, him and David Wright were like a combination thing. I know he went away and then he came back. His situation wasn't like Wright, whose health kind of messed up, and David was the captain, and they went to one World Series, and unfortunately, they didn't win. But I'm just it was such a treat to see what they did to David Wright, and they got his number hanging up there forever, which I think is great. And so that was really touching and really beautiful. I had to kind of walk away at a minute, because they had Jose Reyes talking about David Wright and how he's his brother and all this stuff, and I was getting a little bit emotional. I said, and plus I had to go to the store, so I said, let me get out of here before I break down and cry because that was just a really sweet ceremony they did for David Wright. And again, just one of the good guys in this game. And again, another great reason why I was a Met fan. Just again, the captain, David Wright. Hopefully, like I said, they will make Francisco Lindor the captain. Now, I think officially, I think they should make him captain. Hopefully, maybe this year sometime. But anyway, unfortunately, the Mets are losing this game 5-2. Unfortunately, Ronnie Mauricio, it was a tailor-made double play, and he threw the ball wide left, excuse me, and Brett Beatty had to stretch to catch him. And of course, because there would have been 2 outs in the game, the inning would have been over. But of course, since he did that, and then of course, people after that got hits. So again, Ronnie Mauricio is a good player. He's just very raw, and I think he needs a lot more seasoning. And I know the Mets are going to probably make trades down for the by the trade deadline because the Mets need a center fielder, and the Mets need 2 more bullpen arms. That's for sure. Okay, that last night game is a perfect indicator of that because as soon as they took out Manaea, that bullpen that Duke Cruz they brought up got slammed. Okay, so they need to get 2 more relievers. I think the Mets need to get 2. I know they're getting a reliever back, Brooks Raley. He's coming back off the injured list. But I think they also need to get another left-hander and another right-hander, somebody to bridge to Edwin Diaz. Okay, so I think, and plus they need a center fielder. They definitely need a center fielder. Okay, I'm sorry, I love Tyrone Tyler, but he cannot. I'm sorry, he can't hit. I'm sorry, he's just not a major league hitter at all. He's just a defensive specialist, and they need and again, don't get the guy from the White Sox, Luis Robert Jr., because he's hitting like, I think he's hitting 200 or something like that, maybe 190 or something like that. He's having a horrible season. Okay, we don't need that. Okay, we already got Tyrone Taylor who's barely hitting 200, so you don't need a replacement that hits. They need to actually get somebody that's a true center fielder. Either they got, although like I said, the Red Sox may not be willing to trade anybody because the Red Sox are right in the thick of the wild card thing, so they're probably not going to probably want to trade. Although they do have 6 outfielders, so they may, if you give them the right package, they may trade that. I think Duran is the guy, the center fielder. That they have, who's actually a good center fielder and actually got a little pop in his stop, and he's actually a good center fielder. He's a guy. So the Mets are going to have to probably trade some of these young prospects, and I don't mind if they trade what's his name? The guy Acuna. He's in the minor leagues right. No, actually he's not in the minor leagues. He's up now. The Mets call him up. Trade Acuna, and now see the thing is, it's between Vientos, Beatty, and Mauricio. I think Mauricio, out of all the 3 of those, I think he has the most talent, but he's too raw. He has to get a lot more seasoning. And I think that like they're keeping him up now, and I think he needs a full, maybe even play winter ball, because remember he was hurt last year. He really needs seasoning because he's a good. I think he's a good defender. He's just too raw, and that error he made just in this game, just again. The Mets could have been out of the inning and the score would have been still 3-2, but because of his wide throw to the second base on a sure double play, the inning continued on and they scored 2 more runs. So again, that's an error that you cannot go through. And I know he's a switch hitter, Mauricio, but he should not be. He's a horrible right-hand switch hitter, and he has like I say, he's too raw. You can tell he has talent, and I think his better side is the left side. But he needs a lot more seasoning. You can tell he has raw talent, but he needs a lot more seasoning. Like I said, maybe I would, if I was the Mets, I would send him to winter ball, to let him play winter ball and learn how to, so he can recognize, because he can't hit a breaking ball to save his life. Okay, and he's a better left-handed hitter than right-handed hitter. So I mean, if you may have to tell him, listen, until you can show you can hit better, just bat lefty. Until you can show that you can hit righties. Because he's just hard, but you can tell the talent is there, and he has power. But he plays a good defensive. Although, like I said, but that throw was just horrible. So I would keep out of those 3 people. Look at you got Acuna, Beatty, Vientos, and what you got? Mauricio, Acuna, Beatty, and Mauricio. Now, out of those 4 people, you may have to include 2 of them in a trade. I say take Acuna. And it depends, I guess, what Mark Vientos does between now and the end of the season. It looks like, not end of the season, end of the month, because that's the trading deadline. He got a hit today, If he shows signs of improving, because he did it last year and he did it in the playoffs. So that's why people are kind of reluctant to trade Vientos, because they think maybe he might just be going through a slump. But if you truly are going for it, okay, you may have to trade. You may have to trade Vientos. You just may have to. Because I was trying to think. Keep Mauricio. You can tell he had raw talent, and talent could be developed. And I would hate for him to be traded, and then he figures it out. Okay, and then it's like a superstar. Okay, and Beatty is a lefty, and he can play second and third. And that's the thing. Mauricio can play third, shortstop, and second. He's a natural shortstop and second base, which kind of leaves Vientos out, because Vientos can barely play third. Okay, he's just DHing. So that's why I'm thinking that you may have to include Vientos, even though that's why maybe the Mets are not so willing to give up on him, because he had that great year last year, even in the playoffs. The Mets would have won the NLDC, the division series last year. You'd have probably got the MVP. So that's why the Mets are kind of reluctant to maybe trade him. But I said Acuna, you can trade him. The Mets already got too many infielders already. Acuna, he can play good defense, and he just can't hit to save his life. Okay, and Beatty is kind of streaky, but he's lefty, and he can play second and third. That's the thing about him. See, Vientos may be the odd man out, because he can only play one position. I mean, they can probably stick him on first, but Pete is going to be there, because I think the Mets are going to re-sign Pete. So Vientos is maybe eventually, because I think, again, Marte is going to be gone. Jesse Winker is going to be gone, okay, after this year. So they may be thinking that maybe we can keep Vientos and let him DH, okay, and maybe if you let him DH, be at least the right-handed DH, okay, and you can put Mauricio. I think you may have to put Mauricio on. You could hit him on third, and Beatty on second, or the other way around, okay. And Jeff McNeil, who I really like, I think he has one more year in his contract, I think. Okay, if he does, I would try to trade Jeff, and let the young kids. Yeah, and you got to give them the shot. To play, to see if they're truly that good. That's what I say. I would have Mauricio play winter ball. Let him play winter ball to see if he can work on his defense. He can work on his hitting specifically too, because he has that raw talent there. And same thing with too. I don't know if you want to do that with Vientos. Let him play winter ball. I don't think that's right. But Mauricio, you could tell he has that raw talent, so I would do that. So if I had to do it, I would trade Acuna as one. I'm trying to think. The Mets may not. They may have to trade maybe Jet Williams or stuff. If you really, truly believe in Vientos, and you think when next year when Marte is gone and when Jesse Winker is gone, okay, you can give Mark Vientos the third. You give him the DH spot, the right-handed DH spot, and also have him start at third occasionally, and have Mauricio DH or whatever. So maybe they don't trade him, but I think you may have to trade. You're gonna have to trade two of those. You're gonna have to trade some prospects to get some pitchers, because you need two relievers, okay, and you definitely need a center fielder, a true center fielder that can actually. Because I know they were talking about Mullins from the Orioles, who I think is a decent center fielder, a true center fielder that can play good defense, and I think he has about 15 home runs or something. So I think he's a way better hitter than Tyrone Taylor. So if I can get Mullins or Duran from Boston, which I don't think they may not do, because Boston I don't think is selling this year. I don't think they're selling, so I don't think they're gonna. They might, even though they do have 6 outfielders, they may give him up, because they got a lot of young kids they brought up now, so they may want to let the young kids play and stuff. So if you get Duran, either one of those, you need a true center fielder, because Tyrone Taylor is not cutting it. Okay, and I don't want Beatty. I don't want Beatty, who was here last year. Okay, he can't hit to save his life either. And I don't want Lewis Roberts Jr. from Chicago White Sox, because he's having a horrible year. Okay, you might as well keep Tyrone Taylor for the lousy offense he's given. So I want either Beatty or not Beatty. I want a Mullins from the Orioles, or either Duran from the Red Sox. Even though the Red Sox may not be trading him, but if you sweeten the pot, you may be able to get him. And I would bring up McLean That's what I would do if I was the Mets. I would bring up McLean and let him start, and I would put what you call it in the bullpen. I swear to God, once the playoffs start, I would put Clay Holmes in the bullpen. Okay, and he can be the guy that he can even be the bridge to what you call it. He can be the bridge to Diaz if you want, because he can give you 2 innings. Okay, he can pitch the 7th and 8th. Okay, Clay Holmes, because he's used to being a reliever and coming in too. So I wouldn't even mind doing him that, or you have him pitch the 8th. You could do it that way. Still get the other 2 relievers. Just move Clay Holmes to the bullpen, and I would start if Frankie Montas keeps going the way he is, and Manaea and Senga stays healthy. That's your rotation right there for the playoffs. Manaea, Senga, Frankie Montas, and David Peterson. Those 4. Let that be your 4. I'll put Clay Holmes in the bullpen, okay? And that would only strengthen your bullpen because Clay Holmes can pitch at least 2 innings if you need be. Suppose your starter, Manaea or whatever, Senga only pitches 5 innings, and you can bring in Clay Holmes for the 6th and 7th. He can pitch 2, give you 2 innings. Then you can bring in Garrett or Budo for the 8th, and then bring in whatever reliever you pick up for the 8th, and then bring in Diaz for the 9th. That's what I would do. Clay Holmes is going to the bullpen if I was the Mets. That's what I would do. I would put Clay Holmes in the bullpen because that would only strengthen your bullpen because Clay Holmes can give you at least 2. He can give you 2 innings, give you 1 inning or even 2 innings. Okay, I would do that. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling on baseball. Okay, but anyway, so and I'm also going to do I got to do a video for my Paul Views and Opinions channel. I haven't done one for there in a while, so I'm going to do one after this, and I think that's it. And like I said, I will be taking video and pictures and stuff of the house when we get there and all that stuff. And I'm taking my iPad with me and stuff. But I'm going to take video and stuff and pictures and stuff. Hopefully I can take a lot of, and hopefully, like I said, we can go places. Like I said, I would love to go there. They got that Shenandoah National Park where you can go see. They have animals there and stuff, and you can see. They have rides, and you can see. They got historical places that you can visit in Virginia. And like I said, my cousin is there. I got cousins that live in Virginia. But I know in this house thing, you can't smoke inside the house, and you can't either. So I know I'm telling my sisters, you better tell those kids not to try to smoke in the house because they got cameras too in the house. You got probably the house, not cameras in the bedrooms probably, and not cameras in the bathrooms, but you probably got cameras every other place in the house. So, and they have a rule that says no smoking in the house. Okay, just don't, because how young kids sometimes they want to smoke weed and all that stuff. Don't do it, okay? And anyway, then they also have the gardener come one day, and then the pool guy come one day too as well. So they say leave the gate open because I think they come early in the morning. Gardener to do the bushes and stuff, and then one to do the clean the pool and stuff. And we'll hang out by the pool. Like I said, that first day we were there, we'll go to Walmart, get the stuff, and get the pizza and all that stuff, and hang out by the pool. That's what we'll probably hang out by the pool that first night, and then we'll look up and see what we can do for the rest of the week, because they'll have their iPads and all that stuff, and like I said, we can see where we can go. I know we'll go to the beach, Virginia Beach, one of the days, and just see how the beach is and stuff. And they got boardwalks and they got other attractions and stuff there, so we can do that, which will be nice. So I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I'm sorry for rambling. It's almost 30 minutes of rambling. Okay, so again, I'm going to do a video after this for my Paul Views and Opinions channel, and I'm also going to probably do a digital code giveaway contest when I come back from my vacation. What I may do is I may order the movies this week, and then when I come, so they'll probably get here either by Friday, and then just when I come back, I'll do the contest that weekend that I come back, which is like the week of because the first will be that Friday, then the second, then so maybe the 3rd of August, I'll do a digital code giveaway then. Okay, so anyway, in the description box, I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. Also, have a link to my other channel, Paul Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. Also, I have a link down below to my Patreon. My Patreon's only $5 a month, over 200 videos on there, 5 different categories. You get 5-minute preview clips of all the content that's on there. Follow the link; it'll take you to the Patreon page. Also, I have a link down below to my merchandise store. As you can see, I'm wearing my baseball shirt, my Trepacer logo, and I also have the spherical circles as a logo as well on T-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, water bottles, teddy bears. For men, women, unisex, follow the link. It'll take you to the store. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trepacer saying so long. Take care.